It was a Sunday evening and had been a very kind of a pleasant day, just nice and steady.
I normally work the weekend delivery courier service for St. John's Mercy. And I just returned to the dock to unload my supplies.
We had 2 unit secretaries on that day, and both of those ladies were very storm conscious. They always, pretty much they would let you know where every raindrop was in the 4-state area, but it's always tornado watch and warnings in the spring. It's a constant thing, so you pretty much just go about your business. Around about that time, they said prepare for or execute condition gray or something overhead.
After unloading the supplies, I got into the company vehicle, preparing to pull it out on the parking lot.
And there was a sea of black coming toward the hospital. I mean, that's all you could see.
And from out of nowhere, a tornado hit the van, blew out all the glass in it, and took me a few seconds to realize what was happening.
The ceilings were falling. It was dark. The water was coming in from the ceilings.
Debris and dirt and everything blowing everywhere, so I wasn't able to get back into the building, so I crouched down in an area between a concrete pillar and the dumpster and held on literally for dear life, not knowing what was going to happen. So I began praying and trying to find something to grab hold of.
At that time, I thought it was just the ER was hit. I never thought the whole hospital had took a blow the way it did.
When this monster tornado slammed into Joplin, one of the most shocking images was the destruction of St. John's Mercy Hospital.
Mike, are you all right? You're seeing some just terrible things, I'm sure, and I know you were there just moments after the tornado hit. This is going to be really tough for you. Just looking at it from here is bad enough, but to be there and actually witness this devastation, it's just incredible.
Yeah, and Mike, I can imagine. Yeah, you come out here and you're trying to find research, trying to find, what could and can't cause storms, and then you come across this. This has got to take your breath away, buddy.
It's tough. No question about that.
More than 100 patients were inside the 9-story hospital. Gurneys, wheelchairs tossed hundreds of yards away. X-rays, medical records dumped 2 counties away, 60 miles carried by the tornado. And inside the hospital, there was triage. There was rushing to help. In the aftermath, the entire hospital evacuated in just 90 minutes, medical personnel loading patients up on the backs of pickup trucks and rushing them to a nearby hospital or another triage center. Some held the IV poles for the patients, while seeing all around them a scene from Armageddon.
Truly was like a bomb went off inside, almost on every floor.
When they released these photos of the inside, everyone knew they could no longer rely on the one building they needed most.
It was obvious that this facility was incapacitated.
Rod Pace ran the medical helicopter program. This is what was left of it.
This structure's been here a long, long time, and it's meant a lot to the people that work in it, and it's meant a lot to this community, and that's a major devastation.
My name is Sue Hall. I'm an ER nurse for Mercy in Joplin. I was on duty the night the tornado hit our hospital. People started flooding in the ambulance doors, carrying bleeding children, little dogs running in there. The blood began swirling through the water. And I turned to Rod Pace. He had come over and he was helping, and I go, I've got no ER. We can't stay in this ER because it's not safe. So we're going to ship them all to PACU, and we're going to sort them. And so we just start sorting. Hurt, not hurt, hurt, not hurt. The ones that were hurt, we took them on into phase 1 recovery, and the ER physicians put in chest tubes and did emergency care in the dark with iPhones and flashlights.
My name is Charles Locke. I deliver supplies for St. John's Mercy, and I was at the dock the night of the tornado. After it was over, I was able to get up and looked around, and the vehicle that I just got out of had several cars on top of it. When I got inside, it was just unbelievable of all the debris and damage and water everywhere. People were out in the halls not knowing at that time what had happened, what was going on. That happens, you don't have time to think, you just react. So we started helping get people out of the hospital.
So we were taking non-injured people in groups out and turning them over to EMS. We had to push the cots over clumps of ceiling tile and wires and through water. We got outside, and then there was one ambulance there, and I said, I got 3 you need to take right now. I've got an open pneumo, I've got a kid with a bad mental, he's got a bad head injury, and I got this little kid that's got a bad degloving injury of his neck. I go, all these 3 need to go. They need to go to Freeman's. We filled ambulances, we filled pickup trucks, and we shipped the severely injured to Freeman's, the moderate injuries to Memorial Hall.
Afterwards, when I was able to get out on the parking lot and see all the damage that was done, and my personal vehicle was about a block away on top of the hill, wadded up like a piece of paper. And the thing that I still realize when you look across that area, wonder how anyone could have survived.
And it was almost unreal because like when we first walked out, we didn't see the helicopter and the cars and the deer, and all you saw was a sea of people needing help.
I'm Dr. Sean Smith, and I am the physician president of Mercy Clinic, Joplin and Kansas Division, and I'm also an emergency physician here in Joplin, and I began treating patients the evening following the tornado after it hit the hospital. The staff that was on duty that day did a phenomenal job, and for that staff to come together with their injuries and their own safety concerns and not knowing if their families and homes were okay to stay there and evacuate patients down stairwells, carrying them for 7, 8 flights of stairs, and to get that done in less than 90 minutes is absolutely phenomenal. When I arrived, the staff when they evacuated the hospital, and most of them had to walk the several miles to get from the hospital to Memorial Hall, they carried whatever medical supplies they could with them at that point in time so they could care for patients. But we had minimal supplies. I mean, this was literally a war zone at that point in time.
My name is Scott Nelson. I'm the Vice President for Unified Supply Chain for ROI, Mercy's Supply Chain Division. I think our first reaction was to figure out how we could mobilize supplies to get down to Joplin to support not only our co-workers and the patients, but also the Joplin community.
To see the overwhelming response from ROI that was here that had us 2 semi-loads of supplies within 12 hours in Joplin on the ground to help us take care of patients, that's the part that struck me.
As much as people were really taken back by what happened, they also showed a lot of resolve. There was a lot of, we're going to get through this thing, we're going to rebuild, even at that early point in the game.
My name is Dottie Greenville, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer and Chief Nursing Officer for Mercy St. John's Joplin. The amount of activity and the amount of support we got from our Mercy co-workers and from this community was phenomenal. Our CEO, Lynn Britton, and Mike McCurry came down from St. Louis. Kim Day was here from Springfield. Not only did they walk in the door to the command center with Panera Bread, but they also came in with their hearts and their minds open to do anything that we needed them to do.
It's clear that Mercy was committed to the community, and we needed to develop a plan, a recovery plan. So the mobile field hospital was step one. We said, this is what we need. This will get us back in the business of caring for patients and will give us time to make a recovery plan. On
Wednesday morning it arrived, and I have to tell you, with the phenomenal help of the Missouri Guard, they put up our new field hospital, and at 1 o'clock in the morning it was completely standing. I can't tell you how at that moment I was so proud. I was so proud to be part of Mercy Health System, and I was so proud to work with an organization like ROI.
Whenever we were given the goal of having that 60-bed mobile hospital up within a week, I think a lot of us really questioned whether it was possible. There's no question of that now.
We were able to reestablish a hospital with an emergency room. It was a big lift for the staff.
We went down at 5:41 p.m. on Sunday, May 22nd. So we were going to come back up at 0700 on May 29th, and we were going to be fully electronic at that time, which we did. And again, it was from the phenomenal support we got from our Mercy community.
So the second step is hard-sided portable buildings, and that will be completed here in the next few weeks. And beyond that, the next piece is a component-built steel and concrete building that will house 120 beds.
We're all pretty excited about what our opportunities are going to be for the future.
People ask me, who was the one person that you would single out as being the hero or a hero that made a difference? And my answer is always the same, is there was not one hero. There were thousands of heroes in this community that were doing everything they could to take care of people. And all of those heroes came from this community, from that building that we called St. John's. It is actually the people within it, and from all over the Mercy system that came here to help us.
St. John's, the heart, St. John's, the hospital is hurt. The building is hurt. She protected the people that night. Like I said, nobody in the ER was hurt. But St. John's, the heart, the thing that is St. John's, we just move.
Sometimes when you go through something like this, you think nothing can be worse than what we've dealt with. But the truth is, all you have to do is look just a little bit, and you'll see the silver lining. You'll see the many opportunities that you wouldn't have had you not had this tragedy occur. Now our new hospital will be built with the patient and the community in mind, how the patient wants to be treated versus all about trying to be more the institutionalized, commercialized building. And I can't tell you how proud I am to be part of this community and of this organization. And it's really my honor and my privilege to work here and to be a part of what we're doing, because it's a part of a bigger thing than ourselves. It's part of bringing our community back to a place of strength